So let's talk about wood. Yes, wood. I'm talking about wood because like right now, we have a backyard that's not fenced in. So we were looking at options for wood. I was kind of thinking, oh, would I have to buy in bulk at Home Depot or Lowe's? I was looking at Home Depot and Lowe's wood. They're 2x4s, they're 2x8s, they're 4x4s, and just like, all of that wood. And I'm like, this wood's garbage. Like out of every 10 pieces of 2x4s, 2 of them are nice, pristine, 10 out of 10 quality. The rest are like 6 or 7 out of 10, maybe less than that actually on a lot of them. Like they have horrible knots everywhere. They're shredding apart almost in places. Horrible wood quality. Even though like, I go to the Home Depot, and then I look at all of like the wood racks they have and everything, and there's stuff that like they're bound up and everything, and like you can technically like unbind them yourself if you want and then search for the new wood, like brands making new wood, and it's still horrible. They're all awful. And I'm like, where does these big companies get their wood from? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know for fact, but my experience is I think that they're getting the crap of the crap crop sold in bulk because it's all garbage, so they're like, we just want to get rid of it from like the lumber yards. And the lumber yards are what's keeping them for themselves. But where do you go for lumber yards? Well, fortunate enough, I have a wife that did all the hard work for me for our fence and researched a bunch of the lumber yards around us. And even though we live in a like highly dense city, there is lumber yards in cities where they ship them in for contractors for fences and other wood projects. And this is where you gotta go to find like the wood. You need to go to the source, the lumber yards. So I, called, or actually not me, it's my wife, my lovely wife. She did this all for us. She called them and got a whole bunch of like good measurement or like how much wood we need, a quote and everything. Great pricing, gotta say, amazing pricing. So what we were talking to some contractors originally to do it for us, and they're like, oh, it's gonna cost $12,000 in materials alone. Hey doggy, sorry, my dog is playing below me while I'm recording. So it's $12,000 alone to build a 150 foot fence. Like we have 75 feet on the backyard, and then I think like 2 15-foot sections or something like that on the front yard, and the side yards are our neighbors' fences, but we'll be fixing up the one neighbor's fence because it's older. But like, it's like $12,000 to do this. I calculated out from like Home Depot, and I'm like, I can get that for like $3,000 or $4,000 from Home Depot. What's costing $12,000? So finally, my wife, she contacts the lumberyard and be like, hey, we're doing this fence, and they do it all for us. They calculate how much wood we need for how many posts, how many 2x4s, how many pickets, like by how dense you want them and everything. They did it all calculated for us, and it was under $4,000. And I told my wife, well, we probably want to go and check the quality of the wood too. We don't want to get garbage wood, because if these contractors are doing $12,000 and we're getting $3,000 or $600, $800, somewhere in there, that's pretty darn good. So my wife goes over, checks the wood, and I trusted her judgment. Normally I like to go and see it for myself, but I'm trusting her judgment this time around. And she's like, oh yeah, it looks fine, looks great, and everything. It's like, no knots, no nothing like that. It's like, it looks good, and the measurements, all their stuff, the quote was fine and everything. It's like, interesting. So I trusted her. We went through with it. We even got it shipped to us for only $100. That's pretty good. $100 for shipping like hundreds of pieces of wood to your house. That's pretty good, I gotta say. Like the guy arrived actually earlier today when I recorded this, and sadly they didn't haul it where I wanted it to that much, since we are a residential area, so they just put it on our driveway. He helped me haul some of it into my garage, so I pull the non-pressure or pressure treated wood in, put the pressure treated wood out back with the metal poles. We use metal posts with the cementing, so we're gonna have to put that in the back. But it was nice. Oh yeah, that also includes cement and the actual metal post, which, I guess the cement was cheap and such, but still, all covered. It's amazing. So my whole rant about this is, I really think if you're trying to do bigger projects, like if you're going for a couple pieces of like 2x4s, yeah, go for your Home Depot or Lowe's or your local hardware store. But if you're looking for like big projects, need a lot of wood, like just go to the lumber yards. those guys there are so nice, and like it's so cool because like they called me and they're like, hey, we got your stuff on the way, where do you want to drop off at your work site? I'm like, they're used to contractors, and though I'm a residential person, like, you know, going to be building the fence myself since I have that experience and we got the permits, like it's kind of crazy just be like, huh, I don't know, the work site, that's like, it's kind of a cool little thing. Like, where do you want, it's not where you're sent, it's like the work site. Like, this is the work site. It was kind of fun. That's my little rant. I'm just kind of like expressing that, like, you know, if you're gonna get wood, like lots of wood, go for lumber yards. Lumber yards know what they're doing. They will get you good stuff. And I gotta tell you, wood quality of the wood that I picked up and placed, it is solid. 10 for 10. Like, maybe some pieces were more like 7, maybe 6 for a couple of like the hundreds, but like it was solid. 7, 8, 9, 10 quality wood. Not like the average of 7, it's the average of 8 or 9 for quality of wood for these lumber yards. I gotta tell you, like, just, yeah, wood. All right, well, I'm gonna make this short. Like, subscribe if you like this talk. This is probably more for, like, you know, business people or people that want to like start businesses around wood. Just go to lumber yards. All your solutions will be there, and it'll be much easier. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.